Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are gonna be continuing the module short story narrations for the various operators in Arknights. Today with the module short story and module of course for operator Meteor. Now before we head into our short story, quick reminder that Meteor did have 2 operator records added to her over time, both that are already recorded and uploaded here to the channel. So if you want to know a bit more about Meteor, both are linked in the description of this video. So all I can say is enjoy. But let's return to our short story and what the module does for the operator. So the title for our short story and the module itself are Hunter's Knife. And this is how the story goes. Hunter's Knife. Coming in at a clip through the dense forest hills, her heart pounds like it wants to leap from her chest. The prey at her knees thrashes relentlessly and still draws ragged gasps. Kiln hot breath met with the ice-cold forest air as it flares from its nostrils, giving rise to a fine white mist. Stooping low, she leans to its ear and speaks a few soft words of comfort. "Shh, it'll be fine soon. Calm down, calm down." Heeding her warm caress, the prey struggles slowly cease, and it stares at her with its deep black gaze. In the pool of its stagnant eye, its pupil still tremors and quakes, stirring a whirlpool in its sclera, tenaciously seeking to draw one last drop of mercy from the 2 eyes staring back. Yet her voice is a ruthless gust that coils through dead leaves. "It'll all be over soon." With a draw of a hunter's knife from her rear hip, slitting the prey's throat is both quick and clean. Fresh blood gushes from the incision and stains the earth, leaving behind a thick iron stench which mixes with the rotting autumn leaves and lingers for a good while in her nose. This month shows signs of spring, winter having only just thawed, and the ice-littered creek still chill her fingers to a deep red swell, while the blood hardened on the knife washes and melts away in the current, like red threads needling through the water, flowing with the creek to the forest's edge. Behind her, a full beast skin hangs on a branch, with a bonfire lit below to cook the moisture from it. The prey's carcass has been split, only half skewered above the fire, wafting an enticing aroma of grease as it roasts. The other half she's left by the creek, soon to be found by scavenging animals, following the scent of blood, and dragged away in their mouths. Daytime follows in the departing footsteps of night, early morn flittering through the forest in slanted beams from the east. Perfectly pale light glances again and again of the creek's shimmering waves, stabbing at her undefended eyes, still adjusted to the earlier darkness. Her hand quickly shields them as she waits for them to adapt to the sun's sting. Warmth takes to the fine veins in her eyelids, inviting her to open her eyes again and see the beautiful sight. Letting out a deep sigh, she experimentally opens her tightly curled fingers. Her eyelashes tremble, she opens her eyes, and that which flitters through the cracks between her fingers is the faint green of a rich forest. Deep in the trees, a key beast wanders through the cover, chewing leisurely at the grass, unaware that it's already been trapped in that frigid forest, and of the keen arrow nocked in a bow aimed at the hollow of its throat. And that is our short story for this one. Pretty much just a hunting story about her, seems to be taking place sometime before joining Rhode Island, if you follow along with her backstory at least. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to this one. Nothing too eventful, just a hunting excursion, you could say. But anyway, let's now go and take a peek at what the module does to upgrade operator Meteor. Alright, and now let's take a look at what the module does. So first and foremost, quick overview of traits and talents on normal before we check out what the module upgrades. So, one and only trait, attacks aerial enemies first, and one and only talent, anti-air specialist, increases attack to 140% when attacking aerial targets. To not confuse anybody who might be new to Arknights and sees always these blue numbers here, this is from her potential upgrade, which is her 4th imprint, and it buffs that by 5%, so usually you would see 135% here. Now, what does the module do? Quick reminder, this module is on tier 3 already, so you will see the stats reflected from a tier 3 module. So then, obviously we get base stats upgrades, which is max HP and attack going up. We gain another trait now, which says on top of the attacks aerial enemies first, now we have increases attack to 110% when attacking aerial targets. Yep, pretty much slightly more than double damage against aerial units, which is nice. And it works very well in tandem with her already existing talent, which is now buffed to 155% when attacking aerial targets. So even more damage against flying, even though she does appear to be super diesel against anything flying, and yes, she can very well go through enemies. And combining that with her both her skills, which have defense reductions, her first skill on Mastery 3 having a 35% defense reduction, and is very cheap to use, auto skill as well, 4 energy only. She literally needs to land 4 hits and she will use this skill. And her second skill, while obviously more expensive, 18, is a manual executed skill, which also has a 35% reduction on just rank 7. And yeah, works pretty well. If you're like me and you're utilizing her in something like the IS modes, which is where I take her in quite a lot, especially because she's cheap to recruit there, this will come in very handy. If she's if you have her as a main sniper or something for single target damage as well, especially against aerial units, this will come in handy. If you're using her, however, against like ground targets to shred the defense off of an enemy to make the kill easier, then the module, I'll say, is probably not gonna do anything besides upgrade her obviously attack by a tiny little smidge, which makes no real difference in the grand scheme of things. But again, if you are like I said, using her for something like IS, where there are quite a lot of aerial targets, especially on certain maps, she will do quite well in there with this thing now. Especially with stuff like attack speed upgrades and so on and so forth. She's already very fast for a single target damage dealer, for a single hit damage dealer, I might add. But yeah, this will make her even better. But anyway, this will be it for this short story and the module. And yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening. If you like this video, please consider leaving a like. It will help me quite a lot in the algorithm. And if you're new to the channel and want to hear more stories narrated and voice acted as well from Arknights, well, look no further than this channel then. There is quite a lot, and have a look around. But anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.